A warm welcome to everyone who just joined us. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. So, now for this part of this live, let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom. So, give me a second to open our wheel. So, this is our wheel of wisdom. And as you guys can see, this wheel contains the name of 50 plus books that I've read over the past 10 years of my life. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment and ask ourselves, what is it that I need guidance on today? What do I need guidance on today? See if something specific emerges for you and hold that in your heart. And if nothing specific does, you can just hold this beautiful wish that may everyone listening to this receives the message that is for the highest good. Okay? So, holding either of those things in your heart, in your awareness, as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came up is Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results by James Clear. So let me open this amazing book and see what is that positive habit that wants to enter our life. Because cultivating positive habits is not just for New Year, but we can just begin again anytime. So, this is our beautiful book. And now, give me a second to choose some numbers so that we can play a game together. Mhm. So, my dear ones, for those who are new, the instructions for this game is that in a moment I'm going to share with you guys two numbers between which I invite you guys to choose. And once I share the numbers, just see what is the first number that pops up in your mind. Share that in the comments. I will go through all your numbers and pick a number that my intuition feels called to. So, in this way, the collective wisdom would guide us so that the right message reaches everyone present in the space. So, the numbers between which I invite you to choose are 32 to 212. So, yeah, here you go. Just pick a number that first pops up in your mind. Hmm. And oh, hi, Caitlin. Welcome to the space. I just saw your bubble. And it's okay, you don't need to comment in case you're doing something else. I just wanted to say hi. Okay, you're choosing a number. Thank you, Caitlin, for choosing a number. Anyone else who wants to pick a number? Otherwise, we will go with Caitlin's. Hi. And in case you don't know, Caitlin is also a fellow teacher on Inside Timer who is amazing. But she also have like a lot of affirmation tracks, and she also does lives. I don't think you are doing any live right now, Caitlin. Are you doing any lives? But yeah, she does lives where she crochet and then chit chat, and it is like fun space to hang out, and so yeah, if you're doing any live, you can let us know in the comments, Caitlin. And since there are no other number, let's go with yours. So, hmm. Caitlin says taking some time off. We'll be back soon. Yeah, that's important too. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't saw any of your live. So whenever you are ready, I would be looking forward to attending one of yours. Soul says, Caitlin, my kitten just walked on my iPad and I think, oh, he reported you. So sorry, silly kitty. Ah, Caitlin says, ah, that is okay. Lois." Yeah, I think they would just see there was like not the comment was not violating any, guidelines. So I don't think that would be an issue. But in case you can email them or maybe talk it out with Caitlin. um okay. So yeah, let me go towards page number 33 and let's see what wants to come through for Caitlin and anyone else who needed this message. Oh, okay. So the message is, Caitlin, three layers of behavioral change. The first layer is changing your outcomes. So, this level is concerned with changing your results, like losing weight, publishing a book, winning a championship. Most of your goals are associated with this level, as in, like, what do we want? That's what we set our goals for. Like, I want to lose this much weight, or I want to, pass this exam, and so on and so forth. So, most of us set a goal for, a certain outcome. And you can maybe reflect on your New Year resolution if you set any, or your current goals if you have any, and see, which category do they fit in and what you need to, adjust. So, that is the first layer, which is when we are focused on changing our outcomes. The second layer is changing your process. This level is concerned with changing your habits and systems, implementing a new routine at gym, decluttering your desk for better workflow, developing a meditation practice. Most of the habits you build are associated with this level. So, any habit that you inculcated within yourselves to maybe move towards that outcome, that can come in this, so any good or bad habit that you have, since we are talking about positive change, so thinking about good habits that you have, so like for example, decluttering your desk, as the author said, can help us, increase our productivity, which can help us move towards that goal, like study for a longer period, or work more smoothly when we have everything like organized. So that can help towards that. So we create a system or we develop a habit that helps us move towards what we want. So that is, targeting the process of it. And the third and the deepest layer is changing your identity. This level is concerned with changing your beliefs, your worldviews, your self image, your judgment about yourself and others. Most of the beliefs, assumptions, and biases you hold are associated with this level. So basically, you know, how do you see yourself? How do you see others? In this case, we are talking about behavioral change. So let's, we can focus on others or we can focus on ourselves. So let's go with ourselves first. So, yeah, what do you believe about yourself? Do you think you are a disciplined person or do you think you are a lazy one? Do you think you are a consistent person or do you think you are an impulsive one, inconsistent one, so what do you believe about yourself? So, the author says outcomes are about what you get, processes are about what you do, and identity is about what you believe. The problem is not that one level is better or worse than another. All levels of change are useful in their own. The problem is direction of change. Many people begin the process of changing their habits by focusing on what they want to achieve, that outcome based. This leads to outcome based habits. So you move from level 1, which was outcome based. You decide what I want to achieve. For example, I want to lose weight. You create habits, which was the second level, the process level. So you create outcome based habits. Based on that, you decide, okay, since I want to lose weight, I am going to eat healthy, go to gym, and what else? Yeah, eat healthy, go to gym. Let's take those two pillars. So that is the way we go. And then once we have that, once we lose our weight, then we think, okay, now I'm looking good, now I am slim, now I my appearance is good, whatever that is. Identity changes now. So that is the process that most people follow. The alternative is to build identity based habits. With this process, we start by focusing on who we wish to become, because this way of working is, so the thing with outcome based is that you may or may not achieve that outcome. Okay, and if you don't, you're going to feel disappointed, your self-esteem is going to be lowered, or maybe you lose weight and then again something happens, and you drop those habits, and then again you put it up, or maybe you got ill and then you put up again some weight, and that is going to be discouraging. So all of these three components are important, but it's important to organize them in a different way, meaning deciding the direction of change based on who you want to become, based on what kind of person you want to become, based on that third level, which was identity, and starting from there. So, whenever you're deciding any change in your life, in your habits, in your life, in yourself, then starting with the identity, who do I want to become, because that is going to be something that is going to stay with you. So starting with that, who do I wish to become? So instead of saying that, okay, give me a second. Yeah. So for example, the example that author has used is to quit cigarettes, like giving up a bad habit. So a person can say that, no, when someone else offers them a cigarette, they can say that, no, no thanks, I'm trying to quit. Or you can say that, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. And when, that happens, there is a different kind of shift that happens within you when you say that I'm not a smoker. You have, cut off from that identity. Instead of being a smoker who is trying to quit, you are not a smoker. And with the first one, it's like struggling, trying. With the second one, smoking is something that is not aligned with who I am. So there is a different kind of a shift that happens. So starting with that who do you want to become? And then, okay, let me keep it down now. Yeah, and then asking yourselves that, okay, if I want to become that person, what kind of habits, what kind of systems that this person might have set up, in their life, so that they can be who they are. For example, if you want to become someone who is disciplined, then you ask yourself what kind of habits does a disciplined person have, what kind of systems does a disciplined person have, what might have made them disciplined. You shift your focus from the outcome to who you want to become, and then you behave in alignment with that every time. Every time you have to make a choice, you ask yourself, would a disciplined person do this? Would a disciplined person scroll for 1 hour on phone and not, and not study? Or would a disciplined person, snooze the alarm and go back to bed? And if the behavior is not aligned, you don't do that. So that identity become your guiding, um, like your compass, your North Star, and that guides your, that decides what habits are you going to focus on cultivating rather than what are the top 10 habits that successful people have, instead of following what they do, you follow who you want to become. And then, after that, you can decide a goal that, okay, if I want to become a disciplined person, what are the habits and systems that they have? And the third is that that was like outcome based. So, what might be happening in their life that would tell anyone else that they are a disciplined person, So that goal, that outcome that you were earlier seeking becomes just another milestone that tells you that you're moving in the right direction. You may or may not achieve that, but the focus is becoming a disciplined person. So you may not achieve this particular goals because of n number of factors that were not in your control, but you can achieve some other goal that is still in the same direction that you really want, which is becoming a disciplined person. Okay, I've been speaking a lot. But yeah, that is what came up for me from that reading, and that was our reading based on the number chosen by Caitlin for all of us. Let me know, dear, if this resonated with you, and maybe, you know, what kind of a person do you want to be for this month, like, or in this year? That is like, or maybe today, whatever like felt okay-ish to reflect on. So, what kind of a person do you want to be today, this week, this month, or this year? So, reflecting on that and let that be your North Star. Let that help you make decisions, move in the right direction. Caitlin says totally resonating and eliminating. Whoa. I am really glad that it landed so deeply within you. And that is something like, what the author shared here. This is exactly what I have worked with, a lot of people on, to live a more aligned life, because that is going to be what that is going to fulfill you, that is going to be most satisfying, not some criteria that you have learned from society that, okay, this is what success looks like, this is what happiness looks like. Maybe it doesn't for you. Maybe you have your own definition of, fulfillment, meaning, success, happiness. What, lights you up might be different from what lights other people up. So focusing on that, first deciding the direction, and then, paving your path towards that. Caitlin says, we are coming up on a new moon in Gemini, and this is so fitting with the art of manifestation and that sort of thing too. Where do you want to move towards? But the why. Who are we and who do we want to be? Exactly. And thank you for sharing that, piece of information as well. Yes, it is so fitting. In fact, your comment gave me an idea for our next meditation. That can be around that. So, yeah, maybe you need to come back again to the next live to see what idea did I got from your comment, what meditation is going to be next. But anyways, thank you, Caitlin, for that comment. And now let's move on to our reading too, our book too. Okay, so let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom again. And I invite you guys to hold in your mind whatever it is you need guidance on as we spin. Okay, the book that came up is Change Your Life in 7 Days by Paul McKenna. It was just above our, previous book. Interesting. Okay, so let me open this beautiful book and let's learn how can we change our life. A lot of things about change, right? Yeah, I was thinking that, and it was just above it. Kaden says, whoa, fitting follow up. It is. But for this book, we can't play that game together where I ask you guys to choose the numbers. Caitlin, the name of the first book was Atomic Habits. Um, yes, I was saying I we can't play the game that we usually do with this book because I do not have the original book because I didn't plan on doing all of this when I was reading it 10 years ago. So I do have my notes from these books. So as I was reading, I like made the notes of insightful paragraphs or transformative exercises from these books. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to close my eyes, scroll through the pages until I feel like this is a section that everyone needs to hear from. Okay? So let's do a collective reading. And as I close my eyes and as I scroll through these notes, I invite you to, hold in your mind whatever it is that you need guidance on. Okay? So let's do this. So, the message here is you already have all the resources you need to succeed. The only difference between you and someone who is already living their genius is learning how to access your resources at the appropriate times. Okay, another message aligned with what I work with, which is that the interesting thing, every single, coaching session that I've had with every person so far, the thing is that they came up, in a state of confusion, loss, or like, feeling lost or like um confused, struggling. And I didn't told them anything new for the most part. I just helped them figure things out, find their own answers. Because the thing is that there's nothing that no one else can tell you that you really need to know. You already know your answers, and it might seem, I don't know, abstract that okay, I don't know it, I really don't know it. I really want some clarity and I don't know the answer, otherwise I wouldn't suffer. But the thing is that when I sat down in the sessions with those clients, dig in, I keep on asking them questions. I didn't give them answers, I asked them questions. And when I asked them those questions, the answers revealed themselves and they were like, okay, I didn't thought of it in this way, or like this was not clear to me before, or like I already knew that but I didn't focus on that. So that was kind of the reaction, and that this whole process of me doing this have made me truly truly believe that you have within yourself everything that you need to do, and you have within your life a lot of resources, a lot of stuff that you haven't taken into your account into account. So so yeah, I wanted to share like this experience so that I don't know if that made you maybe become a little bit more open to this saying, to this idea that you already have all the resources that you need. You already have all the answers that you're looking for within you. And maybe if you feel called to share any of your experiences that aligned with this, you can share that in the comments so that like other people can also open up to this idea that maybe, yes, I do. Maybe I'm just not able to access them, but they are within me. And I just need to find the right way to access them at the right moment. And the space is also, something around that, that you receive the right message at the right moment. You receive the right reminder at the right moment. Because I believe that you already know all of this that I'm talking about. It might come in different forms, in different packaging, but you know that basic truth, and it just need to be, reminded. And sometimes when someone say a certain thing in a certain way, it really clicks. It just open our mind. It just help us see more clearly what we weren't seeing before. So yeah, if you have any experience regarding that, you can share it. Or if you resonate with this message, if it felt like, okay, this was really the message for me, then you can let me know in the comments that it resonated with you. And as you do so, we can spin the wheel again until then. Okay. So again, holding in your mind whatever it is you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay. The book that came up is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabriel Bernstein. So let me open this book and see what wants to come through this book. Every time this book has come up, a lot of people have felt like reassured in a way. So I hope that it happens for you too this time. So this is like the book, and this is the person who wrote it. And now let me pick some numbers so that we can play a game together. Mhm. So, my dear ones, I invite you guys to pick a number between 13 to 200. Here you go. I love your reaction, Caitlin. And today is like the space is pretty quiet, so yeah, I appreciate some interaction. It helps me keep going as well. And I appreciate the quiet ones too. You can come as you are, and sometimes we don't feel chatty, so that's also all right. I appreciate you hanging out with me. That means a lot. So, yeah, if you feel called, you can pick a number between 13 to 100. Thank you, Caitlin, for picking a number. Hmm. Thank you, Calvin. Thank you, Charmaine. Anyone else who wants to pick a number and receive an intuitive message? Okay, then let's go with the numbers that popped in the space. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Arya, as well, for sharing a number. Okay, so let's go with page number 47 by Calvin. Thank you, Calvin, for choosing a number. And let's see what wants to come through. 47. Oh, okay. So there is this like a message in big, big letters which says, you are always being guided, even when it doesn't feel like it. So, Calvin and anyone else who needed this message, you are always being guided, even when it doesn't feel like it. And there's nothing else that I've highlighted, on this page, just this message. Okay, let me show you. So, maybe let's do one more number because I was really feeling called to two numbers here. So let's go with Charmaine number as well, and let's see what wants to come through from page number 123. Hmm. Okay. So the heading is Understand that miracles are natural. When we get in sync with the universe, we begin to experience every miraculous and mysterious synchronicities. These synchronicities may seem wild and unexplainable at first, but the more faithful you become, the more commonly they occur. Mm, yeah. A Course in Miracles teaches us miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. What's natural is our peaceful, loving instinct and our connection to the love of the universe. What's unnatural is the fear that defends against this connection. Fear, along with guilt, separation, judgment, and attack, blocks us from the miracles that are already available to us all the time. When we believe in the love of the universe and allow it to move through us, we are a clear channel to receive great gifts and guidance. When synchronicities does not occur and we do not feel guided, it's a clear sign that we have fallen back into our fearful patterns. So, this reading feels like an addition to the first one, which came up from, Calvin's page number, which is that you are always being guided, even if you don't feel like it. So, if you're not feeling like you're being guided, then maybe you are letting fear block your connection with the universe, block your connection to your own inner wisdom, block your connection to possibility, hope, and all of those miraculous things. So maybe asking yourself that lately where I have been focusing more on, is it, about, has your mind been focusing on the worries, fears, thinking about what might go wrong, fixing your attention, Has your attention been fixed on the issues that you're facing, the problems, and they keep on circling back again and again and again in your mind, that what if this happens, what if that happens, what if I'm not able to handle it, what if this goes wrong, you know what will I do then, what will my future look like, and so on and so forth? Or has your mind been just a little bit more open? It's not about denying any problem that you're having. It's more about choosing your focus wisely again. You know, n- has your mind, you know, invested even some energy towards the possibility, towards what might go right, towards, the things that are going right now in your life? So have you been open to that as well? Have you been noticing the miracles that are already existing in your life? So maybe asking yourself that question. And if you are too focused on the fear, that is why maybe you're not feeling guided. So opening yourself, like not allowing your negativity bias run the whole show, and countering that natural tendency that you have as a human, that we have as a human, to focus on the negative, with, you know, balancing it with some positive that already exists, that might exist in your life, that might appear in your life. And I guess the best way to do that is like, gratitude, or like for present moment savoring, so practices like that, you can try them if this is something that you're struggling with, and you might begin to see the miracles, the beauty, the wonder that already exist in your life, that you weren't aware of, that you were ignoring, that you were overlooking. So, yeah, that is what came up for me from this reading. And I'm also feeling called to share a short resource with you guys that is aligned with this. So, like, I guided this short practice a few lives ago, which was around morning gratitude. And it is more about this practice is going to leave you a little bit more excited for your upcoming day. If you want some guidance to, work on this thing that we talked about, you can give it a try, or you can ignore it, whatever you feel, is right for you. So, I guess, mm, I usually do 3 readings. Like, we usually go through 3 books. So I'm just checking with myself. Do I feel called to do one more? Should we do one more? Should we, receive the message from one more book? What do you say? Or should we wrap up? Do you feel complete? Let me know in the comments. Yay. Hmm. Okay. Calvin says undoubtedly yes. Okay. Then let's do one more. Yeah, we have some time, so it's like, okay, we can do one more. Otherwise, we can wrap up too. So thank you, Calvin, for your vote. And let's do one more. So, again, bringing to your mind anything you need guidance on as we spin. So, the book that came up for us is Mindfulness on the Go by Jan Chosen Bays. So, let me open this book and see how the universe wants us to be more mindful. Mhm. This is the book, a pretty simple book, and it contains simple meditation practices you can do anywhere. So let's see what wants to come through. So I'm just picking some numbers and then we can play a game. So, my dear ones, I invite you guys to pick a number between 21 to 90. And again, no rush. I will pick a number randomly based on my intuition. Okay, so whatever number I feel called to, that is going to be the one. So, yeah, here you go. Pick a number and see if there is a message that wants to reach you. Thank you, Arya, for sharing a number. Mhm. Anyone else? Otherwise, we can go with Arya's number. Okay, we have another number by Calvin. Thank you, Calvin, for sharing a number. Thank you, Doug, for sharing a number. Hmm. Anyone else? Even if you have shared a number before, you can do so again. That is not an issue. I always choose a number just randomly. Okay. Thank you, Arya, for sharing another number. Okay. So seems like everyone who wants to share a number has done so. And let's go with page number 86. It really popped out for me. So thank you, Doug, for sharing page number 86. And let's see what wants to come through from there. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. So the practice for you is to look deeply into food. So there is also an exercise if this phrase do not makes any sense for you right now. Look deeply into food. So the exercise is when you eat, take a moment to look into the food or drink as if you could see backward into its history. Use the power of imagination to see where it comes from and how many people might have been involved in bringing it to your plate. So, reflecting back on its origin, think of the people who planted, weeded, and harvested the food, the truckers who transported it, the food packagers and plant workers, the grocers and checkout people, and the family members or other cooks who prepared the food. Thank those people before you take a sip or a bite. So, this was a practice that the universe is inviting you to give it a try and see what this practice evokes within you. Is it an insight? Is it an experience, a feeling that happens within you when you give this practice a try? When you, instead of mindlessly consuming your food, if you just take a moment to be with it, truly savor it, to truly you know see this, all these like um beautiful principles like interconnectedness in this simple plate of food that you have eaten so many times but never really understood that for this plate to arrive in front of you, for this food to arrive in front of you, it has taken a whole, long journey to come to you and to nourish your system, to nourish your body, to provide you with energy so that you can touch other people's lives. So maybe this is a practice that you can give it a try and reflect what happens within you. And I'm just seeing, is there anything additional to this? No, no, there isn't. And and in case like you need guidance regarding that, I do have, I think, a course in which I've included a similar kind of practice. Let me see. Which one was it? Yeah, this is the one, which is called The Art of Noticing How to Find Joy, Peace, and Beauty in Your Daily Life. So there are many fun, interesting, unique kind of practices in this course that helps you feel more alive in your life, that helps you feel more connected. So maybe give them a try and see, what happens within you when you become fully present to experience this life in front of you. Instead of living here, you live with your whole body and your mind in the present moment. So I hope, let me know, Doug, if this resonated with you at all, or are you open to giving this a try with like the next meal that you're going to have? Just taking like a minute or two to just reflect on, the whole journey of this um, food in front of you. So I guess that's it for this live today. I hope that if there was a message that was meant for you, then you know, then it reached you through the space. Thank you, Arya, for being so open and willing to give this a try. I hope that, it really provides you with an insight that you need in your life right now. So thank you for, letting me know that you're going to give it a try. Okay, so my lovely, beautiful, beautiful, amazing beings, I am so grateful that you chose to spend this time with me. Doug says, yes, definitely. I try to do that, especially with fruit and water sometimes. Oh, yeah. And it is like a different kind of experience. Like your food becomes so tasty that my mouth is getting watery just by, thinking about it. But yeah, your food, like, it's like someone added this extra flavor. Like you were living a black and white life and then you got a color TV. So, like that, when you eat some natural food, it's just a very nice feeling. It's like, okay, this was so tasty. I never like truly experienced it. So I'm so happy, Doug, that you do this practice. And if you feel like sharing anything regarding that in the comments, you can do that. And maybe the universe is like, okay, you need to return back to this practice, or maybe with the next meal you can do that. It might be just a little reminder for you. Huh. Arya says, thank you, Anisha. What you said about miracles is exactly what I wanted to hear today. That is, I guess, the best, feedback, the best compliment, the best comment that I can have, that you received what you needed from the space. That is what my intention is. So thank you, Arya, for being here, for, sharing your lovely, lovely comment, for your beautiful presence. Okay. So, my lovely, amazing, beautiful beings, if you guys found anything of value from this live, and if you feel called to support this live, to support my work, to help me continue, this thing that is going on, then you can support me by making a small donation. And if not, if you can't do that and you still want to support me, there are other ways. You can simply listen to my content or share it with your friends or anyone you think might need it. So that is another way you can help me continue doing what I love. So yeah. Um, and for those who are new to me, for who are joining the space for the first time, I would like 2 more minutes, like maybe 5 more minutes of your time to share with you briefly where you can find all that I have to offer. So, my dear ones, you can find all of my offerings in two places on Inside Timer. So, when you go to my profile, which is Anisha Maheshwari, let me put it here. So, when you go here, usually the homepage opens, and when you scroll down, down and down, down and down. And by the way, this was like the yoga nidra practice that David talked about in our live day before yesterday that he fall asleep to before watching the live, so he was late. So in case you are struggling with sleep, we have David's feedback that it really works. But yeah, okay. Going back to where you can find all of my resources is here. So on the homepage, when you scroll down, you will see this playlist section. And here I have organized all of my content in the form of these 5 playlists. Okay. So you can check them out and see if any of those playlists really resonates with you. Um, and you can give that a try. They are related to like mindfulness, nervous system regulation. This is like a fun game, just like we choose a number here. So I've created this playlist so you receive the right guided meditation. And actually, this playlist contains all the free tracks, which are like 70 tracks. So, and all of them are free because of the donations I have received in this. I want to, like, offer something and let money not be a barrier to that. So, yeah, carrying it forward. And then there is like, if you have negative thoughts, if you struggle with them, and if you want a mindset shift in a very soothing, reassuring way, and you want to leave with hope, then you can check out this playlist. And then there's this therapy tools and techniques playlist, which I have recently started, where I share different therapy techniques for problems that you might have. So you can like, the common problems that people have. So you can check these out and see if any of these is what you need. And the second place where you can find my offerings is the courses section. Just, you know, adjacent to video section. So here you can find all of my 7 courses. You can check them out to see if there is something that resonates with what is going on in your life. And if you want to learn more about me, you can always like go to the about section of my profile, read about me, or here you can find out more about me through this, link. So that's it for, you know, where you can find everything that I have to offer. So I hope that oh, it's interesting. There are like 52 people joined and 520 heart like gratitude. Ah, lovely. Okay. So this is all that I had to share for today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this live and you would like to come to the next one, which is day after tomorrow at the same time as this one. And I would hope to see you there. So till then, take care. Have a lovely, beautiful day or night, whatever it is for you. You're welcome, Calvin. Thank you for staying till the end. And for everyone for staying till the end, for listening, for being here. It means a lot. So I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be healthy. May you all be happy. May you all receive what you need. Oh, thank you, Doug, for this kind contribution. I love like the repeated number in your donation. That is so kind. Thank you so much for allowing me to do what I do and for supporting other people whose lives get touched by these offerings. So thank you. I hope that something happens for you today that makes you smile and that makes your heart feel warm. Okay. Bye. Take care. See you guys soon. Day after tomorrow.